Okay, hi. It's reviewer in a bathrobe here back, and I'm going to continue with my review of Rebel Moon. And after that shocking, well, not shocking, but that disturbing little of what happened last time, we're going to get some more sci-fi aspects of it. I know I said it's some things that I mistakenly said, like Amazon, when I meant to say Netflix, so I sort of typed that in and corrected it. But there's going to be a scene with a robot that I think they got inspiration from Star Wars, from like C-3PO, but this is a fighter, or he was, and now I don't know if he's a pacifist. They said he laid all of his, excuse me, kind laid down their arms when their king died. So you'll see that, and then you'll see this and then you'll once again see this girl who is a friend of our main protagonist, which I have suspicion on who she really is. And yeah, that's going to be all coming up. And so what happens is the soldier, he steps up to the, well, I should say, these soldiers are dropped off, and then they're left with these supplies. The one soldier, he walks up to this like trunk or case. He lifts up this handle, and then steam like comes out or something, and then out this robot sort of stands up, sort of like what happens in Star Wars when those ones that sort of come out of that, the ones that always say Roger, Roger, come out of that little conveyor belt thing, and then they sort of just stand up, and he sort of does that, and then he's talking to the young soldier, and then they're helping him load up, and then this other soldier, he's just like messing around with him. He's like shooting him for no reason. And then this other soldier, which I don't know what his rank is or anything, says, just quit it, just drop. And then, so get those crates up into that house. And then he asks the robot, are you malfunctioning? He says, no. And he says, go get yourself cleaned up. And he says, go into the creek or... So that's where that goes. And then the young woman, the young blonde woman, comes and sits down beside him, and then he starts talking to her about our their princess and their king, which they thought the princess was going to be a hope for the future for them. And so I'm going to leave it there for now. Bye. Hi, it's reviewer in a bathrobe here, and I'm returning to talk about Rebel Moon Part 2, my Part 2 review. And well, our main antagonist is about to get out of Dodge, and then she walks by this, which is like a barn or stable, I guess, and then she sees that that blonde-haired girl is about to get roughed up by the soldiers, and so she steps in and takes care of them for the most part, but then the robot comes in and see what's going on, and the main soldier has the blonde-haired girl in like a chokehold with a gun to her head, and he's telling to shoot our protagonist, but he doesn't. He ends up shooting the soldier. So, and then he just drops the gun and runs away. Then the farmers, which were previously talking about what to do to make them feel valuable, to make that they would be valuable to the mother world, which that's what they call them. So that's what they call themselves. Not the farmers, but the people who came and did what they're doing. But subjugating, I guess you could say, subjugating. And so they walk in there, and then and she's like, well, we fight, which previously the old man had asked her about that, and she's like, well, who would come help us? And so, like in Seven Samurai or Western movies or Last Ronin or something like that, the main protagonist and this other guy, they go off, and then you see them camping out, and then just like that, she lays her backstory on him in this big arc, and it's like 1, 2, 3, just like that. Tells him how her planet was invaded, and they just grabbed up all the resources, and she grabbed this gun, and this one soldier was down there, and then they met, and then she was gonna kill him, and she put the gun up to he like put the gun up to his neck, and was gonna, and she fired up. She pulled the trigger, but nothing happened. And then so this intrigued him, because he's like, oh, this girl's willing to kill. So then you see her go through her, not, you don't see the training, but you see her in uniform, and you see her go through battles and things like that. So that's it for now. Hi, back again with some more Rebel Moon, reviewer in a bathrobe. Well, they are protagonist. She and the other guy, they make it to this town, which she's looking for information on a general that I guess once served with people that she was involved with, and they go into like this tavern or bar, and just all these weird creatures there. they get approached by this pig or mutant. I don't know what to call him, but he propositions the one guy, and but saying how much for the guy, and he's like, and they clearly they misunderstand what's going on, and then the woman, handles him, and he goes back. He goes and then comes back with some, I guess, comrades, and then um, uh, and then there's a shootout going on in there, and then there's stopped by this one guy who says, "Hey, look at that." Well, actually, before that, there's this bug-looking thing that first it's just weird because it's attached to the this human, and then it must be a parasite or something, but it tells you where you might be able to find him, and then this other guy who is like this, he's obviously some kind of pirate or something, says you're, looks like you're looking for a ship. And after the loot and everybody, and then so they talk about where they want to go and place, and he says, "Yeah, I can take you there, but first I need to stop somewhere." And if anybody doesn't see what's happening right now, or doesn't know that there's what type of person this is from a mile away, this guy's gonna double cross them. Well, I don't know about you. So they go to this first stop that he had to make, and he's wanting to pick up this other guy, but he's got he's indebted servitude would be probably the correct term, but he's being treated like a slave, and he's like, "Well, how much do you got?" And he's like, "Not that much." And then they're saying, "Well, I do love a wager." And he's like, "If you can tame this beast," he would let him go first. And it's just it's a griffin. It's a griffin. What else can I say about it? It's a griffin. So he goes up to it, he calms it down, and then eventually he rides it off, and then he comes back, and then they get back on the ship. But when they're taking off, the griffin, he gets loose, and then he kills the slave owner. So, and then they go to the next planet, which is this industrial world where the people have polluted the air, and it ticked off the wrong person because creature, whatever you want to call it. It reminded me of Arachne. There's a lot of Greek mythology creatures in this. But she's like, because of you, my children couldn't hatch and things like that. So she took one of the people's children, and then this Ronin or samurai woman who has bionic arms and cybernetic arms, walks in there to try to talk her down and give the child back. Because later you will find out that she lost her children, and so yeah, they fight, and she uses her light, well, not a lightsaber, but laser swords or whatever you want to call them, and she kills her and gets the child back, and then she joins up with the rest of the crew, I guess you could say. And then they're off to the next world, which is like a gladiatory. I don't know. It's not a gladiatory. I don't know. And they're looking for, and they find the general, and he's like just out in the dumps, laying in the dumps, and then they clean him, and then she convinces him to join them, and then they're off to the next world, which is I don't know what to call them except for squid people, and they're looking for. He went there to look for the rebels that he sold grain to. And so then they meet the rebels, and then the brother who's in charge of them, he doesn't want to. He wants to help them out because he doesn't want any world to die because of in their name again. And then sister's like, no, not our fight. But so he asked for volunteers to go with them, and so then they go off, and then they go to this refueling platform, and that's when the big double cross is hit. That's when the guy who was a pirate, shows his true colors, and or his alliance, or whatever you would say, and then there's a big old battle going on, but it starts out, and then between the two, but before they even get a chance to shoot off, our crew here gets harnessed up in these like straight jacket not skeleton, but spider things, and the pirate guy tells the farmer dude that they want him to lobotomize him for transport, so nobody gets any ideas. But instead of doing that, he does a 180. Well, not a 180, but he just like points the gun back at him and shoots him. And then the one rebel captain, whatever you want to call him, he runs at the after they're free. He runs off. He takes out the main ship that was shooting at him. That crashes down, and then breaks this bridge, and then the protagonist and antagonist, they land on they're on this platform, and they're fighting out, and then the woman, she gets the upper hand on him, and then basically just kicks him off the edge of it. He lands down, and then the team, they go back home, back to the farm, and then guess who's not dead? Our antagonist. And he's talking to this guy in this bubble matrix thing, and then it's like ice where he's at, but he's like, I found her. He's telling him he's found her. He's like, because that girl, this woman is, is the sovereign. This is the sovereign's daughter, and he's like telling him, well, if you bring her back, or next time it'll be you who are dead. So, well, that's pretty much all. And if you like this review, leave a like or comment on it. Thank you.